Scott. Senator Heitkamp.
Thank you. I've got a bill for you, too.
Yeah.
I was recently not recently, but a year ago, I was in Northeast North Dakota. That is potato country, some of the best farmland in the world, an amazing resource of just bright, people who challenge the system, get things done. There are 80 primary sector jobs open because they can't find workforce. Two biggest challenges is convincing people that they want to live in communities that are less than, 100,000 people. And the other big challenge is affordable housing, the lack of infrastructure for communities. So these are things that, we simply, providing tax credits or doing the things that we're trying to do around the edges to jumpstart entrepreneurship may not, we may be missing the real opportunity here. So I just want to kind of say that this is a bigger problem than just simply creating primary sector jobs in rural America. We used to do that when I was involved in economic development of my state, still am involved in economic development. We used to say, if we build the jobs, they'll stay here. That's not always true. And so we need to be really careful. But the one area that I care about is startups. Not letting the two coasts have all the opportunity here, but to build the opportunity for young people to think, man, I can do that in Fargo, I can even do it in Walcott. You don't know where Walcott is, but it's a very small town. Anyway, so I'm curious about my bill, which would be a very small investment. We'd take about $1.2 million, and we would say, this is only for communities under 100,000 people. And what we're going to do with this money is we're going to give it to the cities, and they can provide some really small amounts, about $120,000 dollars to young entrepreneurs. Because what young entrepreneurs in my community tell me is that they have a really hard time figuring out how they can go to work, start their young families, and still invent, still create. And so this would be a way to provide some bridge funding before that idea could be utilized. What do you guys think of that idea? Do you think that would actually have impact if we could provide just some of that seed money to individuals so that they could have that period of time to create maybe a 2-year period and still feed their families? Think that's a good idea? Mr. Hobart?
Thank you. I can tell you, speaking from our experience, we bootstrapped it from the beginning. So it was a family experience. My daughter helped, raising originally the alpacas, but also in running the business. My son built the servers, and they've both gone on to college, and they're actually, one works for a vet and one works with computers. So it was an education as part of that. Everything we've done, we've financed itself, with no financing from outside people. That said, it was sometimes a struggle. I can tell you right now in Coeur d'Alene, probably at the end of this month, beginning of next month, there is something being started called an innovation hub. It's a collective, where they've taken the old Elks Lodge, which is a big building in downtown Coeur d'Alene, and taking people who are interested in innovation. There's a robotics company, there's a company doing fiber optics, et cetera, and they're renovating that building, and we're all going to be working in there together. I've actually taken a space in that area as well.
Good for you.
So it's a way for us at least to be around each other and bounce ideas off each other and get that energy. But again, I believe that was all self-funded. So obviously any help we could have would be great, but in the case of what we've done in Idaho, we did it on our own.
Mr. Lettieri, can you just respond to this idea?
So with apologies that I'd want to take a closer look at the bill details, I think the problem you're identifying is exactly right, that in many areas of the country, and particularly rural areas, even if you're a promising entrepreneur with a good idea, it's very hard to find investors willing or motivated to support you. Add to that the fact that millennials are now the biggest proportion of the workforce, but also have record levels of debt and other obligations that have changed the way that they think about accessing entrepreneurship compared to previous generations. I think we have a real generational challenge there. And so providing more resources, and particularly ones that are more locally directed, where there's community involvement and the community is taking a stake in local entrepreneurs, I think is a great concept. And again, the need is one that's very clear.
Thank you. I think I'm out of time, but just an idea, we're looking for those things that would be small investments with big rewards. And I think I'm intrigued by other ideas, would be interested in hearing any additional ideas you guys have on, if only this, then we could see greater activity in rural America. Thank you.
Thank you.